I have no idea what they're doing. Discard this card, search for a level 3 or lower fiend. That's going to be the Earthbound Prisoner. Prisoner on summon will special summon an Earthbound from the deck, which will be the Earthbound Prisoner. So what is happening here is this is performing a synchro and a fusion at the same time. Now, we know we don't need a spell to perform a synchro summon. We would just synchro. So this is just additionally fusing with the synchro material. So first we're making a Muddy Moo Dragon, and now we have Earthbound Servant Kraken. On special summon, add a field spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Okay, come to us. What? Tearlament. Tearlament Earthbound is the way to play Tearlament? Is the way to play Earthbound? What the? Additionally, mill 2. We're going to be searching with Rhinoheart. We have committed to our normal summon already. Polymerizing. Wow, that's how you make a Kikalos. You use polymerization. Of course, that is the way. The Sharon effect in the graveyard is also triggering to perform a fusion summon as the Kikalos is searching or sending any Tearlament card here, making our Root Kalos. So just like that, we can now negate any special summon effect. If you were to have Nibiru, which I think we had a Nibiru play earlier in this turn though. Grapha Dragon Overlord. Yes, using the King of the Swamp, which is now unlimited. This is the way. Kikalos send itself, reborn the Rhino Heart on summon, send from the deck to the grave. Kit Cow mill an additional 5 cards here. Holy moly, Earthbound is nuts. And I do think the Kraken has an additional disruption that we're going to read. So what happened here? With the Grapha Dragon Overlord, if the opponent activates a monster effect, normal spell / trap, we could essentially negate it. We then have Kraken. Kraken has the effect of, if a monster is summoned from the extra deck, you can destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible that were special summoned this turn. That's something. We then have the Root Kalos negate a special summon effect. And the Muddy Moo Dragon, is this a quick effect? During your main phase, you could fuse. I guess we did not do that. Okay, so we have 3 disruptions. Do we have a Snow in the graveyard? Anything in the grave? Nothing. Peaceful Planet grabbing our Vsauce. And then we have the Rhymeheart searching for the Meek. Meek could special summon onto the fields. Vsauce could pop the ball by special summoning. 1 pop equals summon 2 balls. Now, unfortunately, the Vsauce is getting negated by the Root Kalos. Negate. So now we have just 2 more disruptions. Now, Triple Tactics talent is activatable, but there's Grapha. Grapha is essentially going to negate the effect of the Triple Tactics talent, forcing you to make me discard instead. Now, by discarding the card effect, if we had a Tearlament in the hand, it would be activating here. Unfortunately, we did not have one. So we have 1 more disruption through the Kraken. Kraken is activating in response to the summon of a monster from the extra deck, which we're simply going to destroy. That's it. Destroyed. Okay, well, by destroying it, that triggers the field spell to summon a tuner from the graveyard back onto the fields. And yeah, I think we're out of disruptions. I think Mannadium's about to clap our cheeks. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. We're going in. Lightheart is here. Activate, searching for a second copy of the Scareclaw field spell. Now, it's important to note that the Vsauce had already activated this turn, cannot activate again. Special summon the right card, grabbing the Arrival. Arrival can reborn the Engrave Vsauce. We can now make a level 10 synchro here, which will be Chaos Angel. On summon, banish a card in the fields. Goodbye to Root Kalos, gone forever. Banish in the graveyard to now make our Vicious Astrolaud on summon. Pop a card in the field, taking out the Grapha Overlord. To battle we go, big enough to take out the giant Kraken, wiping out everything. There is no follow-up play in sight. So what are the disruptions here? We only have reframing, that's it. Being able to negate anything because we control a synchro. Now, this Chaos Angel is protecting all of our monsters from being destroyed by battle, and itself is unaffected from monster effects. Let's go. Maxi, late to the party. Maxi is here. Welcome. Thank you. And let's finish him up. Let's do it. Lethal damage. It's Earthbound. What did we expect, right? I mean, you know, it would have been great if Earthbound won. There's another duel, though. Maybe there's another chance for Earthbound to come back. Earthbound chose to go second. Sync, if you're watching, I want you to know that, maybe you didn't know this, if you do lose game 1 or 2, you do get to choose to go first. But assuming you know that and you chose to go second. Okay, let's see it. If Earthbound is a go second deck, maybe this is the way. Ash negate the Rhymeheart. Triple Tactics talent will now be activatable. Is Earthbound good going second? We're about to find out. Triple Tactics talent going for the draw 2. We're not going to be looking at that hand here. Let's speed this up. Let's see what's good. We didn't even use the Monster Reborn. So if they activate a monster effect, we could chain destroy. If they activate anything, we can negate. If they activate anything, we can negate. If they activate a monster effect, we can negate. We have 6 disruptions plus the protection of the Ice Jade. Let's go. We played through 6 disruptions. I don't think so. The Yield Spell. Okay, that's not going to be a disruption. We're just protecting ourselves from... Well, that actually is disruption. That is disruption. If you chain its effect of protecting your field to a card effect, you then banish that card from the field and grave. So actually 7 disruption, now down to 6, and we cannot be destroyed or be banished. Okay. Baron to floor, negate, so now we're down to 5 disruption from 7. Negating the Earthbound fusion. Does that fuse with our hand and field or from the deck? Is that something like that? Activate this card, fusion using your hand or field. Okay, imagine not using your deck for a fusion summon. Earthbound fusion, banishing to summon an Earthbound from the hand, which will now be negated. We have 4 more disruptive cards to be activated. King of the Swamp, Apollyon, negate. Okay, now down to 3. We have the back row negate anything. We still have Dispater. We just lost a disruption by being attacked over. 2 more. I don't think this is a good ending field. I'm pretty sure that these 2 cards do nothing. It's protected from being destroyed, though. Huh? Okay. Can't be destroyed. Why? Something's protecting it. Who knows or who even cares? Okay. Monster Reborn. Reborning our Vsauce Amatera from the grave. And to battle we go. You may... Wait. They cannot be destroyed by something. Something has protected both of them from being destroyed. Good job. Very well done. Thank you very much. Let's hop into another match. Earthbound. Begin. Starting off with the Earthbound Prisoner. Special summoning from the deck and Earthbound Walker. Walker is going to be searching for the field spell. Activate the field spell, then end our turn. So apparently this has some protection here. Earthbound monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while there is a card in the field zone. Great. What does this do? Nothing on the fields, nothing else. Does the prison do something else? During your main phase, you could do something. Otherwise, it does not matter. If a card in your possession is destroyed by a card effect, while you have an Earthbound monster in the field or graveyard, you could half your opponent's life points and then negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls until the end of the turn. I guess that's our thing, yeah? Okay. Seamare on summon, sending from the deck to the grave Havnis. Havnis activating to get fusion summoning. We're going to chain Magna Hut to stop that fusion summon. Be gone. It has to fuse with the card itself. It's kind of like Albaz on the field needing to be used for the fusion summon. Grabbing a Tearlament Kashtira. We're waiting with that branded fusion here. We're going to be sending the Seamare to summon our Rhinoheart with the effect of the Tearlament Grief. Triggering the Sharon being sent from the deck to the grave. We got the finger for Sharon, but we're going to banish the Sharon so she does not get fingered, but she still does not fuse. And that's it for Tearlament. They can only attempt to fuse twice. They have Havnis, they have Sharon. That's it. No more fusion summoning. So, fingering nothing, missing on that. Let's follow up. Mill 3 cards off the top of the deck. Trigger the Sully to search our deck for a Tearlament monster, which the Ash will now negate. And it's like, you definitely don't Ash anything but branded fusion, but how are you supposed to know? I don't see any branded cards. How am I supposed to know they have a limited to 1 Royal branded fusion? Oh my Jesus. We now have Revolution Synchron going into the Ancient Fairy Dragon. Now, if you waited with Ash, Ash would actually be negated by the Crystal Winged Dragon, unless we make a Vsauce here. Popping all field spells to search for the field spell. Earthbound Prison, halving their life points, and negating the Ancient Fairy Dragon. Okay, interesting. Sharon is going to be special summoning by sending a card from the hands to the grave. We just randomly got Destrudo and Snow into the graveyard. Tearlament looks crazy. I don't know what to say. This looks quite insane. We actually can't even use Branded Fusion because it states that you cannot special summon from the extra deck except fusion monsters the turn you activate this card. Not for the rest of the turn, it's the entire turn. So this is dead. It's gone. So to scratch what I said, being able to negate Ash, we have Vsauce Amatera grabbing a Tearlament Grief. What the heck? Your field spell protected this from being destroyed by battle or card effects because that's what the keeper says. You keep your cards in the field if there's a field spell in the field. Yup, makes sense. All right, let's get swinging. Full on swinging. We did not miss lethal damage if we continually swung over that. Grabbing a Lubellion during the end phase here. What do we have for disruption? We have Fairy Tale Snow, which could flip any card in the field face down. We have Baron to Floor, which could Omni negate. That's pretty much it. Let's see. Lubellion, searching our deck for a Druid Swarm, which if we could get that into the graveyard from the field, it will send a card in the field to the grave. We have Walker being negated on its activation to search the deck for an Earthbound Prison or Harmonic Fusion. Druid Swarm now banishing our own Magna Hut. Also didn't get destroyed by card effect because of the keeper keeping it on the field. Fairy Tale Snow is going to flip that Druid Swarm face down. All we have is a bunch of tuners. Tuner, 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 non-tuner, flip down the non-tuner. Flip it. Send it for Lubellion. Let's go. Triggering the Druid Swarm, send the Baron to Floor to the graveyard. Lubellion setting up into the back row. Our Branded regained. To battle we go. The Walker cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, which is not good because they could just swing over it for game. 3,300 life. We are now Destrudoing itself onto the field from the grave, triggering the effect to regain 2, reborn from the graveyard Druid Swarm. Vsauce Amatera popping our card to boost up the Amatera. Lethal damage with Fairy Tale Snow over the indestructible Keeper Protected Earthbound monster. I'm not sold on Earthbound yet. We're gonna let him cook. Let him cook. Let's keep watching, okay? Let's see. Let's see. This is the second Earthbound player to choose to go second after losing game 1. I don't understand. Why? Is this actually a turn 2 deck? Maybe I just don't understand. Now, when you summon Mirror Jade with Anaconda, it's actually double disruption. It's non-target monster banish, and because your Albaz is in the graveyard, you didn't shuffle it back on the deck, you didn't banish it, you could send a Rinbrum if we play it. Let's see. You send Rinbrum, and then Rinbrum will reborn the Albaz to fuse with the opponent's field. That is the double disruption if you have a card to discard. So we have Disrupt, Disrupt, plus Baron to Floor, negate, triple disruption, not counting the Call by the Grave. Can we play through it? Earthbound Prison has an activation effect where it says, on activation, target an effect monster your opponent controls. This card gains, what? When this card's activated, target the effect monster, then gain the effect of negate the effects of that face-up monster while this is face-up on the field. Okay, so we're negating that, straight up. Negate. 2 more disruptions. 2 more. Branded regain, Lubellion, discard, search our deck, get fingered. Call by the Grave. We have triple tactics talent activatable to take control of the Mirror Jade. But Mirror Jade could banish itself, getting the Rinbrum into the graveyard, which will be the other disruption. Regain being triggered, returning back to the deck, Lubellion to get that draw. Triple tactics talent with the control take, as I said, sending Rinbrum. There goes one of our disruptions here. banishing the Baron to floor, okay, and then taking control of the Mirror Jade, that's fine. Now, what can the Albaz fuse into? Let's see this. We do have that play to fuse into Albaz plus a light spellcaster, probably not gonna happen. We have, a Dark Monster into a Lubellion, looks like is what we're gonna be doing here, potentially. Grabbing a Harmonic Synchro Fusion with the effect of the Walker being summoned from the deck through Keeper. We also have Fairy Tale Snow, an extra disruption out of nowhere. Banish 7 from the graveyard to come forth and summon, flipping a card on the field face down. Regain will be triggered, reborning the Magna Hut, flipping down the Mirror Jade. Mudora, the Explorer, is going to be returning 3 cards from either player's graveyard back into the deck. So Magna Hut is not being summoned. Got some graveyard effects here that we got to pay attention to with the Fairy Tale Snow and Mudora. Gosh, the Mudora plus Field Spell is an extra disruption. So we forgot to mention Fairy Tale Snow being another disruption, plus Mudora being able to trigger the Field Spell whenever to pop a card in the field. Oh my Jesus. Goodbye to the Snow. Fairy Tale Snow continually being used. As long as we have 7 cards on the hand, field, or grave to banish, it can come forth and summon and get flipping. Give me back my Mirror Jade. Now, the Keeper and Walker can't be destroyed by battle or card effect, but they're tiny, so you just attack over them. All right, let's go. We have Keldo being sent from the deck to the grave, which will be able to trigger the field spell. No longer being protected by the Keeper, you are gone. This is something. We got to banish that Fairy Tale Snow, banishing 7 to dodge the banish of the Druid Swarm, which Druid Swarm will just be activatable again next turn. Okay, sure. We still have Rinbrum Albaz play here, and now we have the Keldo at field spell trigger. Walker on summon, going to be adding the field spell in the graveyard back to our hand here. Field spell on activation will be negating the Mirror Jade from being able to have its effect of banishing. Druid Swarm banishing from the opposing graveyard, which we are now going to be using the Rinbrum to reborn our Albaz to fuse with the Druid Swarm, potentially, which will trigger the Druid Swarm to send a card we control to the grave. Let's see. Activate, get Fusion Summoning Mate into Sprind the Iron Dash Dragon, which is not disruption. Goodbye to the Mirror Jade, which was Fusion Summoned. Now, it's worth noting that Mirror Jade was flipped face down, then flipped back up. It does not forget that it was a fusion summon monster, so it didn't wipe that away. Now, Crimson Gaia, we are searching for a Vision Resonator, which we did not have our normal summon, but it special summoned onto the field and then did nothing. Yep, okay. Mirror Jade wipe it all out during the end phase. Earthbound cannot Synchro 11. I don't really know what Earthbound could do. I don't think anyone knows. Does the Earthbound player even know what Earthbound could do? Who knows what they do? Lethal damage.